Hello, this is little Miranda and one of the mummy rats that recently came to live with us, and she's going to come out to play with Dawn in a minute, but before they do I'm just going to go around the room and make sure everything's safe. Hello gorgeous girl. The first thing is shut all windows and doors. Everyone in my house knows that when the door is shut the rats are out, so they have to knock and wait for me to make sure there's not a rat behind the door, because you don't want a tail injury or a leg caught under the door. I then go round and check all for any dangerous objects, like this balloon which is full of coffee beans. If a rat or small animal was to jump on that, that's going to explode in its face and it could have an eye injury, and they'll also have a terrible fright. So that's not very good. Things like pieces of sewing thread, pins, needles, they need to be removed. Plastic, anything with batteries in, and never leave batteries loose, because obviously that's not nice, they could bite through batteries. Pens of any description, especially fibre tip pens. Piles of sort of books, magazines. Rat jumps on there. If that's on the edge of the table, they're going to go flying off the edge, and it's quite a high drop, especially if it's a hard floor. So remove anything that's not neat and tidy or anything that's dangerous. I keep by my bookcases pillows, cushions, to avoid the rats. They will jump up the bookcases. They love being on bookcases, but just anything to stop them falling to the ground. The same here. There's a pillow protecting these metal legs. This should be unplugged and removed, all cables. The back of my sofa is a sheer drop and there's a metal ledge, so we have some pillows on the bottom at the ground, but I put some pillows along the back just to, you know, try and prevent them from going down the back of the sofa. Something that's quite important that people don't think about is there's often little gaps in the backs of sofas, and my rats can get into my sofa. So when the rats are out, nobody sits on the sofa, because it would be very easy for you to sit on it and get a rat trapped in the springs inside. Also, check under the covers. If you have a different type of sofa where there's nowhere they can get in, but still need to check under cushions and covers, because rats love to hide and burrow. Any electrical equipment such as fans should be switched off and removed from the room. Now printers, the ink may be non-toxic to us, but it could still be toxic to your rats, so it's a good idea to remove printers. Now the clothes area isn't always in here, but when it is in the room I have to watch the rats very carefully, because they will do a flying leap from my sofa onto the clothes, pull the clothes down and end up on the floor. So there's always pillows and cushions on the floor, and they can make it to the top through the clothes, moving up through here. They can balance on that shiny bar, and that's obviously quite a big drop, so that's something worth thinking about. If you have anyone who's a smoker, don't have cigarettes, remove all cigarettes lighters, don't leave any cigarettes burning in ashtrays. I also don't let anybody have hot drinks or food in here when we have the rats out. In fact, we don't have any food or drinks in here. It's their playtime. We're concentrating on the rats and not on ourselves. Something I should mention, I always have bare feet, and I make everyone who comes in to my rat room have, I say rat room, it's my living room, but it's my rat room really. I make them take their shoes off, because it's so easy to step on a rat's tail or a leg, or you wouldn't know if you had trainers or hard shoes on. You wouldn't know until it was too late, and you could seriously injure your rat, and that's not very nice. So if I get a rescue rat who's a biter, then I would wear some soft slippers and just have her out on her own, and just make sure that I know where she is at all times, until she's happy to, oops, some squeaky baby girls, till she's happy to, you know, leave my toes alone. You don't leave the toys piled up in a way where the rats could jump in it and fall down and maybe injure other rats, so the box would have to be on the floor properly, and we'd sort all the tubes out. Piles of DVDs. This is not good. These should be put back on the shelf properly because rats will just jump on and knock those off. All the cables for the telly should be unplugged. We've rigged up this sort of device out of flexible mouth tubes to protect our cables. I don't know what you girls were doing making all that noise. Who was that squeaking? Squeaky babies. Somebody's tried to get someone's food, I think. Ornaments can also be quite dangerous. You have a lamp there, so you have glass light bulb, glass lamp. Children's toys could have little bits on, not safe for your rats. The same as this flower shouldn't really be chewed. You could have sharp edges. And now the lavender. I love the smell of lavender and so do my rats. But you'll notice this has been dyed, so the dye could be toxic, so this has to be removed when the rats are out to play. And I'm just trying to think what else I have to do. Pets. I don't have any other pets at all. I only keep rats now, so my house is, you know, free of other animals, so I don't have to worry about that, because I have heard some really nasty stories on YouTube and Facebook. However well your other animals get on with your rats, you should never ever leave them unattended. There's been some nasty cases recently where people have got lazy or clumsy or whatever, and they've left their rats out while they've left the room, and there's been incidents where rats have been badly injured or killed. Now your other pets, however lovely they are, they're going to be like the toddler. When you leave the room, you should never leave a toddler with a baby, because if you turn your back, that's when the toddler's going to pinch the baby. It's the same sort of thing with other animals. All the time you're in the room, those animals will behave, but you can never 100% guarantee that other animal will still be nice to your rat when you leave the room, so it's just not worth the risk. But just have fun with your rats, just keep them safe, love your rats and have as much fun as possible. You don't want them to have nasty injuries, you just want to enjoy them.